All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chris's Sports Corner. Hope everybody's doing fine on this Sunday evening, Sunday night actually. Real quick, want to do a review of this ESPN Bulls documentary, The Last Dance. It's a lot to unpack. I took some notes. I wanted to make sure that I remember certain things that really stuck out to me in this, and one of the big things that I want to say real quick here is, I'm really glad that MJ is getting his flowers while he's still here, man. That's important to see this documentary, to see, how much he's appreciated. A lot of times for our athletes and people that we admire, the greats, whether it be an athlete or entertainer or public figure, whatever, we admire them when they're gone. Once they're gone, they get their flowers and everybody tell them how great they are, but they don't get to hear it. Well, I'm glad that we're as a world is getting the opportunity to say it to him now and appreciate him and just see the love that he has. And I'm quite sure you already know it, but just to reiterate, especially right now. But I like to caveat on that by saying the episodes did seem sporadic. I like it. I like the format, but sometimes I feel like they jumped a little bit. So I was like, jump back to this, jump back to it. And to ESPN credit, they have so many different layers they're trying to unpack in these 10 episodes. But sometimes I feel like I was following the Rodman story, then it jumped to Phil Collins' story, then it jumped to Michael, and I'm like, okay, what am I following here? But it was overall, I'm not complaining at all. That just kind of stood out to me. But I'm gonna watch it and review it for as long as it's going on. It's been super entertaining, and it kind of, when you watch these, and I'm not sure if I said this on my last video, but it kind of put you back into that mindset of like where you was when this was happening. For me, during the 98 season, I was around 10 years old, especially during that playoff run, I was around 10. So, it kind of put you back to those, kind of make you think, man, where was I at during this time? So, but I did feel like the episodes were a little sporadic. Dennis Rodman, his piece in this is interesting because Dennis Rodman is an interesting character, man. I still, to this day, he's an interesting character, but he's one of those people that you dealt with because he was great, and he was great at what he did. Was he a little eccentric? Was he a little sporadic? Was he a little out there? Yeah, but he kind of really, showed up when it counted most. One thing that they pointed out that I wasn't aware of, and what I really like about this documentary is it's highlighting certain things that we didn't know behind the scenes, especially about someone like Dennis Rodman. I didn't know, because it never felt like, I don't know about you guys, but I remember, and I didn't watch a lot of it, but it never felt like he was one of them to me. As when doing, back in those days, it felt like he was on the team, but he kind of was doing his own thing. And then when you see this, I didn't know he longed to be that number 2 guy right behind Mike when Pippen was out. So when Pippen came back, he kind of just got away. He kind of, didn't want to. He kind of like separated. It was like he ain't the number 2 guy no more. Now he's back to being number 3. And I think that kind of, it definitely affected him really hard. And probably invoked some of the action, a lot of the craziness that we seen. What else? Also, again, this documentary, if you haven't seen it, and especially if you're younger, I think you hear the legend of Michael Jordan, but get an opportunity to see who Michael Jordan was. To me, is great. Like, that's what this has really been doing a great job of showing you exactly who Michael Jordan was. It showed the human side of him. Like, for me, watching him growing up, or when you think of Michael Jordan minus this, you think focused, angry, just ready to destroy somebody, win at all costs, and that was a lot of him. But you also seen the laughing, the joking, the celebrating, the smiles, playing around with the teammates, playing around with the coaches. You never thought that coming up, because you got to remember, during the Michael Jordan era, there wasn't a social media era. So whatever we seen on TV was it. There was no insight to their personal lives. It was like we seen him play, and he looks angry, and he looked focused, and you might have seen him in an interview, he's stoic. So you didn't see the human side of Michael Jordan, and this documentary is doing an amazing job of showing that human side, him joking, laughing, playing, gambling, having a drink or whatever outside of the game. And for people who, you got the young generation that want to be Mike, that feel as though you got to be this way to be successful. You got to be angry and focused, and that's part of it. That is a whole part of it, but you also can laugh and smile and have fun. And for me, that's been really, really eye-opening about knowing that Michael Jordan was able to kick it and laugh and have some jokes at times. But don't ever get it twisted. It was all about winning with that guy. And he was ferocious about it. Also, toward the end of that documentary, it reiterated how Jerry Krause just couldn't leave well enough alone. It was like, even at that point, my guy, you didn't have to say, no matter Phil Jackson or not, you don't have to say that in the middle of the season. You could have said that earlier. You could have, leave that at the beginning of the season. The line was already being drawn. You didn't have to say nothing. But to come back into the media, if Michael Jordan want to play, he'll have to play for another coach. And saying Phil Jackson will not be back next season. My God. You could have left that alone. Leave that right there. There's no reason to bring that back up. There was a classic example of jealousy. I've not heard that word yet, but that's a true word. It's just, Krause was just straight jealous. And I get people saying, oh, well, you got to look for the future. You got Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Phil Jackson. I'll ride that horse till you can't be ridden no more. Until Mike say, hey, I ain't going to be able to make it in this game. My wheelchair broke. I'm riding this out. You don't break that up until you see. You don't, especially after the championship. Now, if they lost, if they had hit their peak and they was on the downslide a couple years, okay, maybe it's time to break it up. And you wasn't paying Scotty nothing anyway. So you could have fixed that. That could have been done. That was just, me personally, the reason I'm offended, I feel like as fans, we was robbed behind one man jealousy. We could have seen this going longer and longer and longer, and really got to enjoy more of Mike. We don't feel like we seen Michael Jordan. We didn't see his decline and grace. It was like, here, boom, gone. And that stint with the Wizards, but we're not going to count that. Please, let's not count that. And so I feel like he taught that from us. I don't know if y'all feel that way, but I feel Jerry Krause owes me an apology for stealing some more great Bull games and Bull seasons and possibly Bull championships from us. Just as fans. Now, I wasn't I was a Laker fan coming up, but you was a fan of Jordan. Don't act like you wasn't, all right? Even though he might not, you watched. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you had to be a fan of it's just like watching Steph Curry at his greatness today. You watch it to watch where he's going to shoot that ball from, because he's the best three-point shooter of all time. No doubt about it. So, what else? Did I miss anything right here? That bad boy Piston team and that rivalry. And to this day, that's another thing, man. Those rivalries back then was serious. Those guys really don't like it. Jordan still don't like them guys today. I'm quite sure he's cordial when you see him or something like that. But when you're watching these interviews, you can tell he really still don't like them. They were serious, because they MO was, I'm going to punch you in the mouth. Whatever I got to do, literally in that case, they were elbowing people, elbowing them in the, throwing them down. Rodman pushing Pippen into the stands. That was crazy. That was crazy, but it was good basketball. We could say that was good. It was entertaining basketball. That was how the rules was back then. For that time period, it was good basketball. But those rivalries, you can see that blood is still there. That hate is still there, and they're not going to get over it. Now, I do think the Pistons were some suckers for just walking off, not shaking hands. That was a whack move. You was a sucker because they didn't do that to you during your time. So Yeah, when they was beating y'all, they came and shook. When y'all was beating them, they came in, they shook everybody's hand, and now you don't want to do it. You want to walk off. Like, come on, man, don't be sore losing. So that kind of put a bad taste in my mouth about that. But overall, man, this documentary has been fun, man. Especially if you're younger and you hear the stories, the legend of Michael Jordan. Go back and watch this. If you're not watching, please watch it, because you get a great appreciation for who this guy was, and you get a great appreciation for the team, and you get a great appreciation for Phil Jackson. Because if you're around this age, if you're around my age, or if you're into basketball like right now, didn't really know the great Phil Jackson, you'll think that the Knicks is his legacy, and you want to write him off for that. No. Don't forget Phil Jackson was the coach of coaches. All right, he was the coach, arguably the best coach of all time. So don't forget that Phil Jackson, because it's easy to be like, you see what he did with the Knicks? Let's not forget who Phil Jackson was and how he was able to be creative in the way he got players to play with each other, and how he got people to commit to the team rather than themselves. And that was the biggest challenge with Mike. And, so overall, guys, just like I said, man, this documentary has been great. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I'll see you guys back here right after the next Sunday's next 2 episodes. I'll be right back here talking about it some more. But in the meantime, I'll be back here tomorrow, and some days after that, giving you guys more and more content. With that being said, guys, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the support. The channels continue to grow, and I'm happy about that, especially in this time where we got to take advantage of what little sports we get and all the news we get. So as soon as anything come up, you can find it here first. And until then, you guys be good.